What if you could unlock the secrets to a life filled with clarity, resilience, and purpose, starting today? Imagine waking up each morning with the tools to navigate life's chaos with calm, to overcome challenges with strength, and to savor each moment as if it were a masterpiece. These are not just lofty dreams, they are realities shaped by 70 transformative lessons rooted in the wisdom of Stoicism. The words of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus have transcended centuries, not as distant philosophies but as actionable guides for modern life. In this video, we will explore lessons that go beyond inspiration. They empower you to take control, make intentional choices, and live fully. I want to share something personal with you. There was a time in my life when I felt stuck, overwhelmed by expectations, battling self-doubt, and unsure of my direction. Then, I stumbled upon the timeless principles of Stoicism. They didn't just give me a new way of thinking, they gave me a framework to reshape my life. That's why I'm here today, to pass on what I've learned and help you unlock the same power within yourself. This journey isn't about adding complexity, it's about simplicity, learning to let go of what weighs you down and embracing what truly matters. Each lesson you'll hear is designed to be both profound and practical, whether it's cultivating gratitude, setting healthy boundaries, or mastering the art of resilience. So, before we dive in, take a moment to reflect. Are you ready to change your perspective? To embrace discomfort as a path to growth? To let go of what you can't control and focus on what you can? If so, stay with me. These lessons have the power to change your life, but only if you open your mind and commit to applying them. And if you're ready to take this journey further, hit that subscribe button and join our community of seekers who are redefining what it means to live with intention and purpose. As we begin, I leave you with this thought. What's one lesson you've learned in life that changed everything for you? Share it in the comments below. Your wisdom might inspire someone else. Now, let's uncover the 70 life lessons that will not only change the way you see the world, but transform the way you live within it. Are you ready? Let's begin. Lesson 1. Start with gratitude. Imagine waking up tomorrow with only the things you expressed gratitude for today. What would remain? In our pursuit of more, we often overlook the abundance already in our lives. Gratitude shifts this perspective. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." By practicing gratitude, you rewire your mind to focus on what truly matters instead of chasing fleeting desires. Begin each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. It could be as simple as the warmth of your bed, the love of a friend, or the opportunities ahead. What's one thing you're grateful for that you often take for granted? Share it in the comments below. Lesson 2. Embrace self-awareness. Who are you when no one is watching? Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. Without it, we risk living lives dictated by external expectations rather than our inner truth. Epictetus urged, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Take the time to understand your strengths, weaknesses, and values. This clarity will guide your decisions and help you navigate challenges with confidence. Spend 10 minutes journaling about a time when you felt truly yourself. What were you doing? Who were you with? How can you bring more of that into your life? What does authenticity look like for you? Lesson 3. Set boundaries. How often do you say yes when your heart says no? Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's self-respect. Seneca reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." When you give your time and energy to the wrong people or tasks, you drain your potential for meaningful growth. Boundaries protect what matters most: your peace, time, and focus. Identify one area of your life where you need stronger boundaries. Start small by saying no to something that doesn't align with your priorities. What's one thing you need to stop tolerating? Lesson 4. Focus on what you can control. Life can feel overwhelming, but not everything demands your energy. Epictetus taught, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, like others' opinions or unpredictable events, you reclaim your energy. Imagine redirecting that focus to things you can influence, like your attitude, effort, and choices. Identify one stressor in your life that's beyond your control, write it down, then let it go. Instead, focus on one thing you can improve today. What's one thing you've been trying to control that you need to release? Lesson 5. Live in the present. How much of your life is spent replaying the past or worrying about the future? The Stoics remind us that life happens now. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do every act of your life as though it were the last act of your life." This isn't about fearing death, it's about cherishing life. Bring mindfulness into your everyday actions, whether it's savoring a meal, taking a walk, or listening to someone you care about. Choose one task today and do it with full attention. Notice the details, the sensations, and the experience of being present. What's one moment you can savor fully today? Lesson 6. Learn from adversity. Adversity is not the end of the road, it's the foundation for resilience. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Think of a past challenge that you overcame. What did it teach you about your strength, patience, or character? Adversity isn't just an obstacle, it's an opportunity to grow. Reflect on a current challenge and write down 3 ways it could make you stronger. What's one way you've grown because of hardship? Lesson 7. Choose your circle wisely. The people around you shape your thoughts, habits, and actions. Seneca advised, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surround yourself with those who challenge and uplift you. It's better to have a few meaningful connections than many shallow ones." Reach out to someone who inspires you and let them know the impact they've had on your life. Who in your circle lifts you up, and how can you invest more in that relationship? Lesson 8. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Social media often amplifies this, showing curated highlights instead of real struggles. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Don't set your mind on things you don't possess. Count the blessings you actually have." Challenge. Take a social media detox for one day. Instead of scrolling, spend that time reflecting on your own progress and goals. What's one unique quality about yourself that you're proud of? Lesson 9. Practice patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience is a virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly." Whether it's mastering a skill, nurturing a relationship, or healing from pain, trust the process. Think of a goal you've been rushing toward. How can you slow down and enjoy the journey? What's one area of your life where patience could bring peace? Lesson 10. Embrace forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for your own freedom. Holding on to anger only hurts you. Seneca said, "He who spares the guilty punishes himself." Release the burden of resentment. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the harm. It liberates you from it. Write a letter to someone you need to forgive. You don't have to send it, just express your feelings and let them go. What's holding you back from forgiving, and how would letting go change your life? If you found these lessons meaningful, don't forget to subscribe and join our community of seekers exploring the wisdom of Stoicism. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll dive into lessons that build resilience and strength in the face of life's challenges. Let's keep growing together. Lesson 11. The art of saying no. Do you find yourself constantly stretched too thin, saying yes to commitments that drain you? The Stoics teach us that our time and energy are limited, and protecting them is essential. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to what truly matters, your goals, peace, and well-being. This week, identify one unnecessary commitment and politely decline it. Use the extra time to invest in something meaningful. What's one thing you've agreed to recently that you wish you hadn't? How can you reclaim that time next time? Lesson 12. Cultivate gratitude for challenges. It's easy to be grateful for the good in life, but what about the challenges? The Stoics believed that even difficulties are gifts, offering lessons and opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "What stands in the way becomes the way." When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of resisting difficulties, embrace them as stepping stones to wisdom. Write down one challenge you're currently facing. List 3 ways it might help you grow. What's one tough experience from your past that ultimately made you stronger? Lesson 13. Take responsibility for your life. Blaming others for your problems may feel easy, but it robs you of power. The Stoics emphasize personal accountability. Epictetus said, "You are not responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for how you respond." Taking responsibility doesn't mean accepting blame for everything. It means owning your reactions, decisions, and future. Reflect on a situation where you've blamed someone else. How could taking responsibility shift your perspective? What's one step you can take today to own your choices and actions? Lesson 14. Balance action with reflection. In our fast-paced world, we often equate productivity with constant motion. But the Stoics valued reflection as much as action. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good." Taking time to pause, reflect, and evaluate your actions ensures that your efforts align with your purpose. Practice. Spend 10 minutes before bed reflecting on your day. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I improve tomorrow? How often do you take time to reflect on your actions and intentions? Lesson 15. Don't fear failure. Fear of failure holds many people back from pursuing their dreams. But the Stoics teach that failure isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Each failure is a lesson in disguise, guiding you toward better decisions. Identify one area where fear of failure is holding you back. Take one small step toward overcoming that fear this week. What's one failure that taught you a valuable lesson? Lesson 16. Find strength in adversity. Adversity is inevitable, but how you face it defines your character. The Stoics believed that challenges reveal our inner strength. Epictetus taught, difficulties are things that show a person what they are. When life tests you, see it as an opportunity to prove your resilience and grow stronger. Practice. The next time you face a difficulty, pause and ask, how can I use this to grow? What's one example of how you've turned a challenge into a triumph? Lesson 17. Practice emotional detachment. Emotional detachment isn't about being cold or indifferent, it's about protecting your peace. Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This doesn't mean ignoring emotions, but learning not to let them control you. Observe your feelings, acknowledge them, and choose how to respond. When you feel overwhelmed by emotions, take 5 deep breaths and reflect on what you can control in the situation. What's one recurring emotion that often disrupts your peace, and how can you manage it better? Lesson 18. Value quality over quantity. In a world obsessed with more, the Stoics remind us to prioritize quality over quantity. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This applies not only to possessions, but also to relationships, experiences, and goals. Focus on what adds real value to your life rather than chasing endless accumulation. Challenge. Declutter one area of your life, your wardrobe, digital files, or commitments, and focus on keeping only what truly matters. What's one thing you can simplify to create more space for what matters? Lesson 19. Learn to pause. How often do you react impulsively, only to regret it later? The Stoics valued the power of pausing before action. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Take the time you need to deliberate, but when the time for action arrives, stop thinking and go in." Pausing allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. It's a simple habit that can transform your interactions and decisions. Practice. The next time you're faced with a difficult decision, pause for 10 seconds before responding. Reflect on your values and the outcome you want. What's one situation where a pause could have changed the outcome? Lesson 20. Live each day as if it were your last. This isn't about living recklessly, it's about living fully. The Stoics believed that awareness of life's fragility makes each moment precious. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Instead of fearing death, use it as a reminder to prioritize what truly matters: love, connection, growth, and purpose." Spend 5 minutes tonight reflecting on how you lived today. Did your actions reflect what matters most to you? If today were your last, what's one thing you'd do differently? If you're finding value in these lessons, don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts below. In the next part, we'll explore how to align your life with purpose and integrity through the remaining lessons. Let's continue this journey together. Lesson 21. Embrace adversity as a teacher. What if your greatest challenges were your greatest opportunities? Adversity isn't a punishment, it's a teacher. The Stoics saw every difficulty as a chance to grow. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Consider this. The struggles you've faced have likely shaped your resilience, creativity, and strength. Without them, you wouldn't be who you are today. Reflect on a recent hardship and identify one positive lesson it taught you. What's one current challenge you could view as an opportunity to grow? Lesson 22. Master your emotions. Emotions can either control you or serve you. It's your choice. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of suppressing emotions, learn to observe and manage them. When anger rises, pause. When sadness lingers, reflect. Emotional mastery isn't about being emotionless, it's about responding intentionally rather than reacting impulsively. Practice. The next time you feel overwhelmed, take 3 deep breaths before reacting. What's one emotion you often struggle to control, and how can you handle it more effectively? Lesson 23. Focus on what you can control. Life is unpredictable, but peace comes from focusing on what's within your power. The Stoics emphasized the dichotomy of control. Your actions, thoughts, and choices are in your hands. Everything else is not. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you let go of worrying about what you can't control, you free yourself to act where it truly matters. Write down one thing you've been trying to control that's outside your influence. Commit to letting it go. What's one area where you can redirect your energy to things within your control? People in your life have a profound impact on your well-being. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Surround yourself with those who challenge and support you, not those who drain your energy or hold you back. Reach out to someone who inspires you and express gratitude for their role in your life. Who in your circle lifts you up, and how can you invest more in that relationship? Lesson 25. Learn from failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every stumble is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Think of failure as feedback. What didn't work? What can you do differently next time? Embrace it as a stepping stone, not a stopping point. Challenge. Reflect on a past failure. Write down 3 lessons you learned and how you can apply them moving forward. What's one failure that ultimately helped you grow? Lesson 26. Cultivate patience. In an age of instant gratification, patience is a rare virtue. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, no great thing is created suddenly. Growth, success, and meaningful relationships take time. Impatience often leads to frustration and mistakes. But when you trust the process, you allow life to unfold naturally, opening doors to deeper fulfillment. Identify one area in your life where you're rushing, slow down, and focus on enjoying the journey. What's one goal you can approach with more patience and trust? Lesson 27. Let go of the need for approval. How much of your life is dictated by what others think? The Stoics taught that seeking external validation is a path to misery. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." True freedom comes from aligning your actions with your values, not others' expectations. When you stop chasing approval, you discover self-respect. Think of one decision you've made recently based on others' opinions. How would you act differently if you trusted yourself? What's holding you back from living authentically, free from the need for validation? Lesson 28. Turn setbacks into strength. The Stoics viewed setbacks not as failures, but as exercises for the soul. Marcus Aurelius said, "The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it." Every setback is a chance to build resilience. It forces you to innovate, adapt, and grow. Instead of fearing setbacks, embrace them as challenges to overcome. Practice. Reflect on a recent setback. Write down 3 ways it has made you stronger or more resourceful. How have past obstacles shaped the person you are today? Lesson 29. Practice. Forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't for the other person, it's for you. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Seneca reminds us, "He who spares the guilty punishes himself." Forgiveness frees you from the weight of anger and hurt. It doesn't excuse bad behavior. It allows you to move forward with peace. Write a letter to someone you need to forgive. Whether you send it or not, let the act of writing release your burden. Who do you need to forgive, and how would forgiveness bring peace to your life? Lesson 30. Live each day fully. What if today were your last day? This isn't a morbid thought. It's an invitation to live with intention. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Instead of fearing the fragility of life, use it as a reminder to focus on what truly matters. Spend time with loved ones, pursue your passions, and let go of trivial worries. Make a list of 3 things you'd do differently if today were your last day. Commit to doing at least one of them this week. If you knew your time was limited, how would you live differently? In the next part, we'll delve into living with purpose and integrity, exploring how to align your actions with your deepest values. Let's keep building a life of meaning together. Stay tuned. Lesson 31. The value of inner peace. Imagine waking up each day with a calm mind, unaffected by chaos around you. Inner peace is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to remain centered despite them. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. To cultivate inner peace, focus on simplifying your thoughts. Let go of what you cannot control and embrace the quiet within. Dedicate 5 minutes daily to mindfulness meditation. Observe your thoughts without judgment and let them pass like clouds in the sky. What's one habit or thought pattern disrupting your inner peace, and how can you let it go? Lesson 32. Practice gratitude for the present moment. We often chase future achievements while neglecting the beauty of the now. The Stoics teach that the present moment is all we truly have. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Instead of waiting for someday to be happy, find joy in the simple, everyday moments. This is where life happens. Start a gratitude journal, listing 3 small moments of joy you experienced each day. What's one thing you're experiencing right now that you can be grateful for? Lesson 33. Quality over quantity in relationships. Not all connections are equal. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely support and uplift you is far more valuable than maintaining superficial ties. Marcus Aurelius advises, "Better to live a single day as a lion than 100 as a sheep." Focus on nurturing deep, meaningful relationships that inspire growth and trust. Challenge: reach out to one person who has positively influenced your life and thank them for their presence. Who in your life brings out the best in you, and how can you strengthen that bond? Lesson 34. Embrace humility. Humility isn't thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. The Stoics believed that true wisdom comes from recognizing your limitations and staying open to growth. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Practicing humility allows you to listen, learn, and grow in ways that arrogance never can. The next time you're in a discussion, practice active listening instead of planning your response. When was the last time you admitted you were wrong, and how did it feel? Lesson 35. Strengthen your mindset with self-discipline. Without discipline, even the strongest ambitions falter. The Stoics viewed self-discipline as the cornerstone of a virtuous life. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Discipline your thoughts and actions to align with your goals and values. It's not about restriction. It's about freedom through control. Identify one area where you lack discipline. Set a small, achievable goal to build consistency. What's one habit you could improve with greater self-discipline? Lesson 36. Accept imperfection. Life, people, and circumstances are rarely perfect, and that's okay. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." Instead of chasing perfection, focus on progress. Accept imperfections as part of life's beauty. Reflect on a situation where perfectionism held you back. How can you focus on progress instead? What's one imperfect aspect of your life that you can appreciate today? Lesson 37. Develop resilience through small wins. Resilience isn't built overnight. It's cultivated through small victories over time. The Stoics believed that every challenge overcome, no matter how small, strengthens your character. Celebrate your progress. Each small win is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Write down one small accomplishment from today and reflect on how it contributes to your growth. What's one small victory you can celebrate right now? Lesson 38. Let go of envy. Envy corrodes happiness. Instead of comparing yourself to others, celebrate their success and focus on your own journey. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others." Envy blinds you to your blessings. Shift your perspective to gratitude and self-growth. Challenge. The next time envy arises, pause and identify one thing you admire about yourself. What's one way you can turn envy into inspiration? Lesson 39. Balance work and rest. Relentless productivity without rest leads to burnout. The Stoics understood the importance of balance. Seneca said, "Leisure without books is death, and burial of a man alive." Balance your ambition with moments of rest and rejuvenation. Rest is not laziness, it's preparation for greatness. Schedule 1 hour this week for pure relaxation. Read, meditate, or simply breathe. What's one activity that helps you recharge, and how can you make it a priority? Lesson 40. Prepare for the unexpected. Life is unpredictable. Instead of fearing uncertainty, prepare your mind to adapt and thrive. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Build mental resilience by embracing uncertainty as part of life's journey. Trust in your ability to handle whatever comes. Practice. Reflect on a recent unexpected event. How did you respond, and what did you learn? How can you better prepare yourself to face life's uncertainties? If these lessons have inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected for the final part of our journey. In the next section, we'll dive into lessons about purpose, integrity, and living a life aligned with your deepest values. Let's continue building a meaningful life together. Stay tuned. Lesson 41. Live with intention. How often do you find yourself rushing through the day, barely noticing where your time goes? Living with intention means consciously choosing your actions, guided by your values and goals. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have work to do,' as a human being." Every day is an opportunity to take purposeful steps toward the life you want. Intention transforms ordinary moments into meaningful actions. Set a daily intention every morning, even something small like, "I will approach today with patience." What's one intention you can set for tomorrow that aligns with your goals? Lesson 42. Honor your values. Your values are the compass that guides your life. Are your actions aligned with what you truly believe? Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." When you act according to your values, you build trust in yourself and live with integrity. It's not about perfection, but staying true to who you are, even in small decisions. Identify your top 3 core values. Reflect on how your daily actions align, or don't, with them. What's one decision you've made recently that reflects your values? Lesson 43. Choose simplicity over excess. In a world obsessed with accumulation, simplicity is a radical act. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Living simply allows you to focus on what truly matters, clearing the clutter of distractions and unneeded possessions. Simplicity is about quality over quantity, in your time, relationships, and goals. Challenge: declutter one area of your life this week: your home, digital devices, or schedule. What's one thing you can simplify today to make space for what matters most? Lesson 44. Be adaptable to change. Life is unpredictable. The Stoics teach that flexibility is the key to thriving in a world of constant change. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Resisting change only leads to frustration. Embrace it instead as an opportunity to learn, grow, and adapt. The next time unexpected change occurs, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can you become more adaptable in the face of uncertainty? Lesson 45. Practice. Forgiveness. Starting with yourself. We often think of forgiveness as something we offer others, but how often do we forgive ourselves? Carrying guilt or regret weighs down your spirit. Seneca advised, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Use them as lessons, not life sentences." Self-compassion is the foundation of personal growth. Write down one thing you've been holding against yourself. Reflect on how you can release that guilt. What's one step you can take today to practice self-forgiveness? Lesson 46. Invest in meaningful relationships. Life's richness often lies in the people we surround ourselves with. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by." Prioritize relationships that inspire, support, and challenge you to be better. Be present with those who matter most. This week, schedule uninterrupted time with someone who enriches your life. Who are the most meaningful people in your life, and how can you show them your appreciation? Lesson 48. Build emotional strength. Strength isn't just physical, it's emotional too. The Stoics believed in building resilience by confronting challenges and staying calm under pressure. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional strength grows when you practice staying grounded during tough times. Practice. The next time you face a difficult situation, pause and take 5 deep breaths before responding. How can you build emotional resilience in your daily life? Lesson 49. See challenges as opportunities. The Stoics believed every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. Marcus Aurelius taught, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When faced with a challenge, shift your mindset. Ask yourself how it can help you grow, learn, or innovate. Reflect on a recent challenge and write down 3 ways it has helped you grow. What's one obstacle you're currently facing, and how can you turn it into an opportunity? Lesson 50. Align your actions with your purpose. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you create through deliberate action. Seneca said, "As is a tale, so is life, not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Live each day in alignment with what brings meaning to your life. Whether it's your family, your work, or a personal passion, let purpose guide your decisions. Write down one thing you can do tomorrow to bring your actions closer to your purpose. What's one purpose-driven action you can take today to move toward your ideal life? Lesson 51. Embrace the power of reflection. How often do you pause to evaluate your life? The Stoics believed that self-reflection is essential for growth. Seneca said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." Reflection allows you to assess your actions, learn from your mistakes, and recalibrate your goals. It's not about dwelling on the past, but understanding it to create a better future. Dedicate 10 minutes every evening to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, what went well? What can I improve tomorrow? What's one lesson you've learned recently that changed your perspective? Lesson 52. Accept life's impermanence. Everything in life is temporary, our successes, struggles, and even our existence. Instead of fearing this, the Stoics embraced impermanence as a reminder to cherish every moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." When you accept impermanence, you prioritize what truly matters and stop wasting time on trivialities. Write down 3 things you would do differently if you fully embrace the idea that life is fleeting. How can accepting life's impermanence help you live more fully? Lesson 53. Let go of perfectionism. Perfection is an illusion that leads to frustration and burnout. The Stoics valued progress over perfection. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Instead of striving for perfection, focus on consistent improvement. Small steps lead to big changes. Identify one area of your life where perfectionism holds you back. Set a realistic goal that prioritizes progress. What's one thing you've delayed because it wasn't perfect? How can you move forward today? Lesson 54. Find strength in your vulnerability. We often see vulnerability as a weakness, but it's one of the greatest sources of strength. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you connect more deeply with others and embrace your humanity. Seneca said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Sharing your struggles and fears shows immense bravery. Share a personal story or challenge with someone you trust. Notice how vulnerability strengthens your bond. How has vulnerability helped you grow or connect with others?" Lesson 55. Cultivate contentment. Contentment isn't about settling. It's about appreciating what you have while striving for more. The Stoics believed that true wealth lies in wanting less. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Contentment shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, helping you find peace in the present. List 3 things you appreciate about your current situation. Practice gratitude for these blessings daily. What's one thing you can appreciate right now instead of wishing for more? Lesson 56. Prioritize your health. Your body is the vessel for your life's journey. Without health, even the most ambitious goals become meaningless. The Stoics valued physical and mental well-being as essential to living virtuously. Seneca wrote, "A sound mind in a sound body is a short but full description of a happy state in this world." Take care of your health, not just for yourself, but to better serve those around you. Commit to one small change this week. Drink more water, take a walk, or get an extra hour of sleep. What's one habit you can adopt to improve your physical or mental health? Lesson 57. See obstacles as opportunities. Every obstacle contains the seed of opportunity. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you face a challenge, shift your perspective. Ask, "What can I learn from this? How can it help me grow?" Obstacles often lead to breakthroughs when approached with the right mindset. Think of a current obstacle and write down 3 ways it could lead to personal growth. What's one challenge you're facing now, and how can you turn it into an opportunity? Lesson 58. Focus on your own journey. Comparison is a thief that robs you of joy and focus. The Stoics urged us to stay in our own lane, pursuing our unique paths. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Be content to pass through the present in the best way possible." Instead of comparing yourself to others, measure your progress against your own potential. Challenge. Take a social media detox for one day. Spend the time reflecting on your personal growth. How has comparing yourself to others held you back? And how can you refocus on your own journey? Lesson 59. Align your time with your values. Time is your most valuable resource. How you spend it reflects what you value. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Audit your time and ask yourself, am I spending it on things that matter to me? Make deliberate choices to align your schedule with your priorities. Track how you spend your time for one day. Identify one area where you can reduce waste and redirect that time to something meaningful. What's one change you can make today to spend your time more intentionally? Lesson 60. Live today fully. The Stoics believed that each day is a gift. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Living fully doesn't mean cramming your day with activities. It means approaching each moment with presence, gratitude, and purpose. Start tomorrow by setting an intention to savor the day. Pay attention to the small joys, the warmth of the sun, a kind word, or the taste of your favorite meal. If today were your last, how would you choose to live it differently? Lesson 61. Embrace the lessons of repetition. Do you find yourself encountering the same challenges repeatedly? The Stoics taught that life often repeats its lessons until we learn from them. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Instead of feeling stuck, see repetition as an opportunity to refine your approach and grow stronger. Each time a situation reoccurs, ask yourself what it's trying to teach you. Reflect on a recurring challenge in your life. Identify one action you can take to break the cycle. What lesson keeps repeating in your life, and how can you embrace it as a teacher? Lesson 62. Prioritize inner fulfillment. Many people chase external success, only to feel empty when they achieve it. The Stoics understood that true fulfillment comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Shift your focus from external validation to inner contentment. Ask yourself, am I living a life that feels meaningful to me? Write down 3 activities or practices that bring you genuine joy and peace. Incorporate one into your day this week. What's one external pursuit you can let go of to focus on inner fulfillment? Lesson 63. Leave a legacy of kindness. How do you want to be remembered? The Stoics believed that our actions create a ripple effect that extends beyond our lives. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Being kind and courageous leaves a lasting impression, not just on those you love, but on the world as a whole. Your legacy isn't built in grand gestures. It's created in the small daily acts of love and compassion. Perform one act of kindness today, whether it's helping a stranger, offering a compliment, or supporting a friend. What kind of legacy are you building with your daily actions? Lesson 64. Practice radical honesty. Honesty is the cornerstone of integrity. The Stoics emphasize that living truthfully, both with yourself and others, is essential for a life of purpose. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Being honest doesn't mean being harsh. It means speaking and living in alignment with your values. Reflect on one area of your life where you've been holding back the truth. Take a small step toward addressing it with honesty. What's one truth you've been avoiding, and how can you face it courageously? Lesson 65. Cultivate emotional independence. Do you rely on others for your sense of worth or happiness? The Stoics believed in cultivating emotional independence, finding strength and peace within yourself. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you rely on external factors for validation, you give away your power. True freedom comes from recognizing that your happiness resides within you. The next time you feel emotionally dependent on someone's approval, pause and remind yourself of your intrinsic value. What steps can you take to build emotional independence in your life? Lesson 66. Live in alignment with nature. The Stoics believed that living harmoniously with nature brings clarity and purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nature does nothing in vain." This doesn't just mean appreciating the environment, it's about aligning your actions with the natural flow of life, respecting its rhythms, and accepting its seasons of change. Spend time in nature this week. Reflect on how its balance and beauty can inspire your life choices. How can you align your life more closely with the natural flow of the world around you? Lesson 67. Embrace the present moment. The present is the only time we truly have. Yet, many of us are trapped in regrets about the past or worries about the future. Seneca taught, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." When you focus on the present, you experience life fully. Even the smallest moments can hold immense beauty and meaning when approached with mindfulness. Choose one daily activity, like eating, walking, or having a conversation, and give it your full attention today. What's one way you can bring more mindfulness to your day? Lesson 68. Strengthen your character through adversity. Adversity tests your character, but it also strengthens it. Marcus Aurelius said, "Fire tests gold, adversity tests brave men." Instead of avoiding hardship, embrace it as a chance to refine your values and actions. Strength of character comes from how you face difficulties, not how you avoid them. Reflect on a recent challenge. Write down 3 ways it has made you stronger or clarified your priorities. How has adversity shaped your character for the better? Lesson 69. Be grateful for small joys. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary ones. The Stoics believe that happiness isn't found in grand achievements, but in appreciating life's simple pleasures. Marcus Aurelius said, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess." At the end of each day, list 3 small joys you experienced, like a smile, a good meal, or a kind word. What's one small joy in your life that you often overlook? Lesson 70. Let your actions speak louder than words. The Stoics believed in living by example. Your actions, more than your words, reflect who you truly are. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Living a life of integrity inspires others to do the same. Be a quiet force for good, letting your deeds reflect your values. Identify one action you can take today to align your behavior with your principles. What do your daily actions say about your values? And how can you live more authentically? Which lesson from this section resonated most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this journey of growth together. If you found these lessons meaningful, don't forget to subscribe for more insights and tools to live a Stoic-inspired life. This concludes our 70 life lessons, each one a stepping stone toward a life of resilience, purpose, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. Let's keep learning and growing together.